So, today's the 9th month anniversary of me working on this book. It's been a long journey, uh, and the journey is starting to come to a close. I'm on chapter 17, and so far I have 340 pages. Man, I'm coming to a point where I'm just knocking these pages out, and I'm not even realizing that I'm about to enter another 100 of pages. I mean, it feels a little surreal to me. But yeah. So this is the book update for this month, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to say. I didn't plan ahead for this one, guys. Sorry. So, chapter 16 is officially the longest chapter. It has 67 pages total, while chapter 12, I believe it was chapter 12, has 30 something pages, 40 maybe. So I'm thinking that I might split chapter 16. And don't get me wrong, it's not like, oh man, I think there's too much in here, I need to split it or anything like that. I think I believe I have a necessary part where I can break it off and form another chapter. So technically that will bring me up to chapter 18 then. But I don't know. I'm still thinking on that decision. I'll go over that once I'm done with the book and I start rereading it. Well, reading that section, then just start rereading it overall, the entire book. I mean, so things are getting real. Let's just say, chapter 16 is like the beginning part of things getting real. Now chapter 17, this is the peak where it's like, oh yeah, this is what has been leading up to, things have led up to this moment. So it's all about pacing for this chapter. It's all about pacing. I'm just making sure that I have portrayed the characters well. If I make things understandable with their decisions that they make, how, if it's believable to a degree where, like when it happens, people won't be like, oh man, this doesn't make sense at all. This guy is obviously rushing the stuff, or I need more specifics on how this was acquired and yada yada yada. So I've been heavily criticizing myself, and I'm not down. Like, I'm not putting myself down. I'm doing this because I want to make sure that I'm on top of my game here, where I could, when I relay to the relay the information to the readers, they can pick it up. They can pick up on it without me holding their hands, or I'm trying to do more show than tell, and I've been trying to do that with this book the entire time. I think I mentioned that on the previous book update, or the one before that, where, man, I don't know. I'm struggling sort of with this show and tell. Not so much. It's not so much of a struggle, but I'm kind of noticing that, like, yeah, I'm telling way too much in this. This needs to go. I need to do more of, like, I need to detail more stuff instead of just outright explain it in narration or whatever. So I've been rewriting some scenes and making them, in my opinion, better. It's not really like a form of censoring or anything like that. I'm not doing that at all. It's just that when I read over some parts, it just wasn't up to my standards. It wasn't up there. So hopefully with these rewrites, things are are a lot better, and so far it has been a lot better. So I mean, it makes things easier for me to continue on with. Then I have some ideas that will pop into my head later on, and I'm like, yeah, this can work. Actually, if I put this into this spot, then that means it'll be either a foreshadowing or teasing of what is to come, and people pick up on it. And it's not going to be outright. I'm not going to make it outright like blatant, like, oh, this is definitely important, you know. And I'm not trying to like say like everything is important here. Some parts are just lighthearted. Some parts can be comical. It's not all. This book is not always about serious matters. And dealing with dark fantasy, I've come to realize that things can be these things can be easygoing, where it does sort of it can sort of serve a purpose, but not to like the main effect of all things. Maybe it's progressing a character's dreams, their wishes, their goals, or explaining their flaws, and they learn from it. Like think of it like a side quest almost, where it's optional. It's optional, but it's not mandatory. So I've been restructuring somewhat, only bits and pieces here and there. And once again, like I said, I think it's for the better, because I'm happy with it. I'm happy with some of those scenes being replaced or made better, or improved upon. I mean, so it's been one heck of a journey, guys. So I guess I'll give you guys a little teaser. Oh, hold on, before I forget. So I do have art in the works right now. I'm having the villain. I got a work in progress for the villain. As for the other three characters, they should be being started soon or something like that. So I don't know when I'll have the work in progress versions of them yet. So it should be this month, sometime soon. Let's see. What was I gonna say? Oh yes. For the teaser of chapter 17, or that things starting to get real now. Chapter 17 is going to be the culmination of I gotta word this right because I don't want to give it away. Of a certain event coming back, but more remastered. I don't know, remastered, reinvented. But it is an event that has come back to haunt the characters and the world itself. So that's all I can say. Really, I feel like I probably told you guys too much, but I'll go with it. Okay, enough of that. So I'm just thinking back to when I first started this book, which was back in March 5th of this year, obviously. And I didn't know, I didn't know that I would be this neck deep into this book. My goal originally was to have 200 something pages, But now that I'm 340 pages into this book, so with 17 chapters, possibly 18 if I break chapter 16, and use the other half as the beginning of chapter 17. I mean, as the other half as for chapter 17. Then you know, it's just I don't know what's been motivating me to keep on going with this. I love to write. I love to write, and I just don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what the motivation is really. I think my motivation is that it'll be it'll be a goal of mine. Well, it'll be off the bucket list of mine where I have written a book and published it, and you know, that's something that not a lot of people uh, achieve. They talk about it. I noticed that people talk about wanting to write a book, but they never get around to writing a book. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's only like 1% of people who actually do it, who actually do make a book and publish it. So I mean that's I mean I never thought that percentage would be that low. I would think at least. I don't know. That's what I've seen or heard. I remember seeing something about 1% of people actually doing that, reaching that goal, but like I said, I could be wrong. But the thought of it is just you see all these authors and you don't think that it'd be a small pool of them. And I don't want to make it seem like it's that small because there is hundreds, maybe, if not thousands of authors. Uh, but wow, it really puts things into perspective when you think about it. I think I'll just make this a short video, guys, because obviously I have nothing really much to talk about other than giving you guys the book update. But definitely the book is going well so far. I've been adding in the illustrations for the book, where I have to form around what the art looks like. I do try to base the scene around that art, and that's part of the reasons why I had some rewrites as well, because of just those illustrations showing off the characters. Really, I mean, I love doing that. I mean, it's such an easy fix for me. If not, then what I mean by that, if not, as in like I haven't done that yet, then you know it's fairly easy for me to plot out something simple like that, where the scene can revolve around that illustration that always comes after the that comes a page after what I detail. So I think that would be it, guys. Really, um, I established more contacts with authors. I've been asking them questions and been I've been given great answers on stuff that I was determined to find out myself. But luckily, I had some help along the way with it. So I think that's it, guys. Peace.